Okay, today what we're going to look at is a fantastic position release called the Bruegger Release position. This is a fantastic little exercise when you take what we call a micro break from sitting at the computer all day or sitting at your workplace. One of the problems that I've spoken about before when it comes to posture at the computer, even if you have great posture, and I'll go into this in another video, even good posture is extremely stressful on the lower back. The compression of just a great position, a postural position, sitting in a chair, is still double the amount of compression on your spine. Sitting erect is double the amount of compression on your discs than it is in standing. So even just sitting correctly is still very stressful for the spine. And another video I'm going to teach you about correct positioning for the spine and the things you need to look out for. But for the moment, what I'm going to teach you today is the Bruegger Release position. So what you do, you're at the computer. Now you should already know that you shouldn't be any more than 40 minutes at a time sitting down. But what you can do, and this is the standing version, there's a sitting version, but the problem is, as I spoke about before, is when you're sitting down, especially when you're at a computer, everything's pulled forward. The head goes forward, the shoulder blades go up and around, everything is pulled forward, and all these muscles get either too long and weak, or they'll get too short and weak. And this is what's called by Yanda as the upper crossed syndrome. So what we want to do is something to counteract that, something that we can do that with all of this positioning, we can do an exercise that helps that. And this is exactly what this does. It's very simple. I'll come back here a little bit. What you want to do is spread the hands out wide. So you stand up, get your feet ever so slightly, like 10 to 2, so just ever slightly apart, and turned out. And what you're going to do is spread the fingers. Just see if you can see that. I might have to come back a little bit. Spread the fingers and then rotate your arms outwards. Okay, so we're doing this, if you can see that, like that. I also want you to bend your wrists backwards like this. So because we're all forward with the wrists flexed, what we're doing is the opposite movement. So we're going to stretch out like that, draw your shoulder blades back and down. So this is a shrug. We want to do the opposite of that. We're going to draw the shoulder blades back and down. So you should feel your shoulder blades doing this. They're clumbing down like this. So fingers open about wide. Rotate those arms around. Flex or extend the wrists like this. Shoulder blades back and down. And then the last thing you want to do is a chin tuck, which I've talked about before, which is drawing the head back like this. Again, that counteracts that protracted flexion. What we're doing is drawing it back. It's called a double chin exercise or a chin tuck. So let's just go through that again. Spread the fingers, extend the wrists, rotate the arms, and then down and back with the scapulae, and then chin tuck. And then from that position, you can just do a little breathing exercise, which is abdominal breathing. So breathing down in the abdominals. And another way they do it is as if you're breathing, when you're breathing out, as if you've got a candle in front of you, but what you're doing, you don't want the candle to go out. You're just doing a sustained breath so that the candle will flicker but not go out. And if you do that several times in your micro break, so you can do that, get up out of your chair, turn your feet out ever so slightly, spread the fingers, extend the wrists, rotate the shoulders so they're coming back and down, chin tuck, nice and tall, which elongates the neck, and breathe. This will decompress the spine, open out the chest. It will feel fantastic, and I recommend you do this when you take your breaks, getting away from the computer, or even if you're just sitting at the table and you've been reading a book. Get up, do this exercise. It will feel fantastic, and it'll take a lot of stress off that body of yours.